All right. I just recorded a video about VR chat NSFW content creators. Woohoo. We're going into another fucking video. Okay. Shit, chief. Look. All right. In VR chat, in this game in specific, you are dealing with a menagerie of individuals. Something exotic, right? That's part of the meaning of it, menagerie. But you're dealing with a bunch of individuals from different backgrounds, different stories, different mental states, different way of dealing with shit, right? And this means that you're going to have a lot to sift through, right? There's no situation that's going to be exactly the same. It's going to be similar, but not exactly the same. But that's not what the fuck I'm getting into. All right. Here's the thing, Chief. All right. Friendship is a 50-50 thing. If you think that one of your fucking homies is supposed to do all the goddamn heavy lifting and you just don't contribute shit, you're a piece of shit. You're, one, a lazy ass friend. Two, not worth the goddamn time of day. And three, disrespectful as all holy fucking hell. Because goddamn it, if a friend is using all of their goddamn time, or most of their time, or even some of their goddamn time, trying to make sure that yo ass is included, and you don't reciprocate that shit, or you do it very little, you are not worth their time. Simple. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody understands the concept of wanting to be cared for, included, wanted, right? Actually told to come around, right? It feels a lot better when your ass is actually told to be in a fucking spot instead of just including yourself, right? But oddly enough, all right, don't let your ass actually have to fucking do it. Suddenly, at least if you're a VR chat player, now it's too goddamn much work, right? Another thing, right, is that for dynamics like this, where you have one friend trying to be friends with another person, right, there could be any fucking number of factors that is making that kind of hard to do, right? For instance, there are some factors where it's like, hey, the person that you're trying to be friends with that isn't trying or reciprocating just doesn't like you, but they just don't have the balls to say it. So you're trying to be friends with a person that already don't like your ass in the first place. And since they didn't say it, you have to guess, or you gotta give up, or you gotta wait till they tell you, and each one of those is ass, right? Alternatively, right, the person could just be, at least in this game, socially fucking inept, right? Like really, really socially inept. Most people in this goddamn game have communication issues. They don't know how to read the room. Situational awareness is at all-time low. Critical thinking isn't there, right? They're not emotionally aware, so sometimes they may not even understand what the fuck you're trying to do half the time, even though it's very blatant and obvious. And common sense ain't very common anymore, so why the fuck would you expect it inside of a game where people already don't know what the fuck they're doing IRL, so they came here to escape that type of insecurity anyway, right? So those are like other factors that your ass might have to deal with when you coming into VR chat and trying to be friends with a motherfucker that ain't reciprocating or just don't want to be friends in general, right? And it's fucking annoying. But the funniest fucking thing about that type of dynamic, let me fucking tell you not. The moment you unadd a motherfucker, they have two reactions, all right? They either get very annoyed with your ass, and next time you see them, they treat you like an enemy, even though you guys never talked, and that's the reason you unadded them. It's like, well, we never talked. There should be no real bygones about it, right? Why are you mad now? You get me? Or they don't care. I mean, it's more of the two. Either they don't care because they never really tried in the first place, and you guys weren't close. That's why, henceforth you unadded them because you tried and they weren't reciprocating. Or they get very like defensive about it, like what the fuck you mean I didn't fucking try it, and then they'll go out discrepancies here and there and fucking try to point out shit, right? But the funny part, okay, is that no one really fucking feels the need to really try to do anything until shit hits the fan in this game. Only then do people actually give a fuck of enough to make an argument, a claim, a statement, or even a clapback to say anything. And that's what I find so fucking hilarious. That's what I find a conversation topic worthy of being discussed, right? Because it's odd to me that you could try to be someone's friend, and only when you stop trying do they suddenly feel some type of way. That's a weird concept to my ass. Here's how I think about it. If we interact a bunch of times, meaning like for once it is a 50-50 or hell, even maybe a 60-30, because social ineptness in this goddamn game don't work out. The other 10%, by the way, just being factors like life and whatever the fuck, right? Or other friends, right? Then suddenly you guys are like, I'm gonna be honest, this shit just ain't working out. Like we don't really jive, you know what I mean? and they agree, then that's like whatever. But or if it just like slowly trickles down into a simmering we don't talk anymore. So you both used to have equal, then suddenly, well, not suddenly, like over time it just trickled down to you guys just not talking as much, but it was still 50-50. Those are like kind of whatever. Those are like understandable things that kind of happen, right? Because nothing stays the same all the time. Things have to change. Things break like that, right? But all right, if your ass suddenly went from like talking often to only one side's giving a fuck now, it's very telling. It's just very telling, to be totally honest. But yes, in this game, there's a lot of individuals who just cannot speak, are socially inept, lazy as fuck, inconsiderate as all holy hell, don't like to reciprocate shit, don't think they deserve the love in the first place or the care in the first place, or you just not good enough for them. You're not entertaining enough, or you're not fun enough. And that makes you an individual that doesn't deserve their time. All right? Because after all, the only reason you would be considerate or reciprocative towards someone's efforts is when, one, you give a fuck, or two, you're a good person. And as I say it all the time in this goddamn game, people are not good, okay? Hell, getting them to be decent is a fucking challenge and a half. And in VR chat, people are not good at all. They're cuddly, don't get me wrong, they're cute, maybe good at sucking some dick on occasion, but fucking good people? Oh, shit. That's where things get fucking real. And that's why I say people aren't really good people, because they don't want to get real. They're in the game to be fake after all. But yes, if your ass is a friend that isn't reciprocating someone's efforts, being lazy as fuck, claiming that you're socially inept, even though quite literally, right, you just ain't making an effort, right? Because being socially inept is you still able to make an effort. You just don't know what to do, right? If you just ain't trying, and someone is trying for you, and you're just like, I don't really care, you're a bad person. You're a bad friend, or not even a friend. You're more like an acquaintance that's just being a piece of shit. All right? So keep that in mind. By the way, once again, what I'm saying is an opinion. It is purely a thing based off of my own experiences and what I've heard, as well as just a thought on it. All right? What I'm saying is not to be taken factually. It is not to be taken as truth, okay? My perspective is not your truth type shit, okay? But if it applies to you, meaning that you're offended by what the fuck I'm saying, or you just like, man, what the fuck is he talking about, right? This guy's a piece of shit. Most likely it applies to yo ass, in which you are the person I am talking about. Fix that shit. Garbage ass friend, dude. Fuck out of here.